Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Pure Crochets. Thank you for stopping by, and on today's tutorial we are creating this beautiful sweater top. It's lightweight, so fancy, and this is how it looks. It has wide hands and this is how the back looks. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for subscribing. Please comment down below on what you think of this sweater, like this video and share with your friends. So let's get started with the tutorial. We are using 100% milk cotton yarn. You'll need a pair of scissors. This is a pair of scissors, a 5.0 mm hook. Okay, this is a 5.0 mm hook. You'll need stitch markers, darning needle, and most importantly a tape measure. My yarn is 50 grams and I used 5 pieces of this. Okay, so to begin working, kindly take your shoulder to shoulder measurements and let's begin with the work. So once you have your shoulder to shoulder measurements, please note we are using a 5.0 mm hook. You're going to chain as long as your shoulder to shoulder measurements is. Please, if you want, you can make your work baggy. Don't make your work so tight. Give it a wider shoulder to shoulder measurements. Okay, and then you're going to chain as long as your shoulder to shoulder measurements, and I will meet you at the end of this row of chains. Okay, so once you have your chains, and this is how much I chained 120, which is equivalent to 17 inches. Now you're going to go in with a row of double crochets. Yarn over, skip the first 2 stitches, then on the 3rd stitch we're going to go in with a double crochet, and we are working double crochets across all the chains that you have. I will meet you at the end of this row. For this row is just a row of normal double crochets. Okay, I'm done with my first row of double crochets, and now we want to begin with the pattern, okay, which is V stitches. So to begin the row, chain 3, turn your work, yarn over. In the same stitch where there's chain 3, kindly go in the same space and do a double crochet like this. Then chain 1, skip 2 stitches, yarn over, skip 2 stitches, and on the 3rd stitch go in with a double crochet. So this is the 3rd stitch, go in with a double crochet like this, yarn over, go in the same stitch with another double crochet, so it makes it 2 double crochet in one space. Chain 1, yarn over, skip 2, go in the 3rd stitch and do 2 double crochets in one space like this. Okay, again chain 1, yarn over, skip 2, go in the 3rd stitch and do 2 double crochets like this. Chain 1, yarn over, skip 2, on the 3rd go in with 2 double crochets, and this is the pattern. I will meet you at the end of this row. This is how my work looks. This is row 1 and I'm at the end here. At the end here, just go in with a double crochet. After you skip 2, there should be a 3rd one here, then do a double crochet. Please note your work should be an odd number. That's when you'll find a better ending. So go in the end here. At the end here you can just chain 1, not chain 1, do 1 double crochet instead of 2 to make your work straight. But anyway, I did 2, but please make sure you can do 1. I had to decrease my work here, so do not do 2 at the end, do 1 double crochet. So yarn over, and at the beginning here, remember we always do chain 3, so go in the same stitch as chain 3 and do a double crochet like that to make it a V-stitch. Chain 1, yarn over, and now we are working in between spaces. You see there these spaces, so after you've chained 1, go in this first space and do a double crochet. So, and remember we are doing 2 double crochets in each space, and then you chain 1 in between. So this is the first double crochet, go in with the second double crochet like that, okay, then you chain 1, yarn over, go in the next space, do 2 double crochets like that, 1 and 2, chain 1, yarn over, go in the next space, do 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, chain 1, and this is the pattern. We are going to work like this until the end of the row. I will meet you at the end of this row. So I'm at the end of the row, and at the end here, remember to also go in the last space and do 2 double crochets like this, 1 and 2, okay, chain 1, as you can see there's still a space, chain 1, or just go at the end here with a double crochet on top of chain 3. Always go on top there with a double crochet to make your work straight. Chain 3, turn your work around, yarn over, go in this chain 3 space and do a double crochet, okay, this is the chain 3 space, so go in this space here and do 1 double crochet like this, chain 1, go to the next space and do 2 double crochets like this, 1 and 2, chain 1, go in the next space and do 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, chain 1, go in the next space and do 2 double crochets. So this is the pattern, and we are going to work like this until your work reaches your required measurements. Remember we are working this work into 4 panels, front panel, back panel, and 2 arms, okay, so this is the back panel that we are working with. Then we will use the same pattern to use to work on the front panel. So I'll meet you at the end of this row. Well, this is how your work should look, and at the end here, please make sure your work is straight, because you might be doing increases, but no, please make sure your work is straight. Always remember to go with 1 double crochet on chain 3, and this is how my work looks like. As I said, it's the same pattern over and over again until you get to the bottom of your work, and I will show you how I fix these two front panels up here, okay. So once you have this back panel, please go ahead and do the same measurements for the front panels, okay. So you need 2 of these, all right, you need 1 for the back, 1 from the front, and please remember you start by making chains, then go ahead and do the V stitch pattern. Please use the same measurements for your shoulder to shoulder. So now let's create this little pattern on the top here. Take your work, fold it into 2 like this, okay. Make sure it's into 2 halves like this, then fold it again in the second half like this, all right. Make sure it's well aligned. Take your stitch marker and put it at the end here, you need 2 stitch markers. So the first stitch marker, you put it at the end here, at the outer corner here, like this. Take another stitch marker and put it in the inner corner like this. Okay, this is how you get the perfect measurements for your shoulder areas. And then you remove your work, open your work like this. You should have these 2 stitch markers on the top here like this. Okay, so now you're going to reattach your yarn in case you had cut off your yarn. I had not cut off my yarn after my last stitch, so we are going now to do 3 rows of the V-stitch, but now we will be turning from this stitch marker. Okay, so, and if I measure my work in total, it is 13 inches. That is the height of my work, or the length of my work. So that is 13 inches. So after 13 inches, that's when you start making this shoulder part. Okay, so I'm still using the same hook, and remember, you chain 3 to begin a new row. So you just go in the same space as chain 3 and do a V-stitch, which is a double crochet, chain 1, go in the next space and do a 2 double crochets like this, 1 and 2, chain 1, go in the next space and do 2 double crochets, and we're going to work like this until you get to the stitch marker, and we will be turning now from the stitch marker. So we are the stitch marker, so go in the last stitch, chain 1, last space, sorry about this. So I chain 1 and go in this last space here at the stitch marker and do a V-stitch, which is 2 double crochets like this, 1 and 2, and then that is it. Now we will be turning from here. Remove your stitch marker. This is now our new turning point. Chain 3, turn your work, and we are doing a V-stitch all the way this side. So we're only going to do 3 rows of V-stitches on this side and also on the other side of your work. So this is how we make the front panel and the back panel. Please make sure they have the same height, the same length and the same width. So this is how we make the upper shoulder area for the 2 front panels. All right, so do this and I will meet you at the end of the row. Please note, we are making only 3 rows of this shoulder area on each part. Okay, once you have done with the 2 front panels, it's now time to join the top part of our work. I already joined this one, but I want to show you how to join. And to join, you can use a darning needle or you can use a smaller hook. For me, I'm using a 3.0 mm hook to join, and we're just joining using single crochets. So make a slip stitch like this. Sorry for lighting. Make a slip stitch like this, and then we are gonna join our work using single crochets at the top here. Please note, you can also use a darning needle to join your work, and this is how we are joining my work, and I am using single crochets to join. This is how your work should look like after you join at the tip here. It should be like this. And now we are going ahead to make the 2 arms. The outer part should look like this, okay? And now let's make the 2 arms, and then we will join everything together. All right, so this is one of my arms measurements. Let's just measure it before we start doing it together. You need 2 of your arms also, okay? My arm measurement is 18 inches length, and it's the same thing. I mean the same pattern that we used for the back panel, but for this for these arm measurements, please take your biceps measurements, the biggest part of your arm, and then we start with the work. So once you have the biggest part of your arm, we will go back to using our 5.0 mm hook, and we're just doing chain up to your biceps measurement, that is your arm area. All right, and for me I chained 75 is equivalent to 13 inches because I want my arms to be baggy. So please don't make your arm measurements so tight, give it some space, and then we'll just go ahead and do chains. This chains is equivalent to your arm measurements. Okay, once you have your chains in place, we will go ahead and do a row of double crochets. All right, and this is my chains. Go ahead and do a row of double crochets. So yarn over, skip the first 2 chains. On the 3rd chain, do a double crochet, and we're working double crochets across all the chains that you have. I will meet you at the end of this row. Okay, once you're done with your double crochets, we're going ahead again with the pattern, which is a V-stitch. So chain 3, 1 2 3, turn your work around, and in the same stitch, in the same chain 3, go in and make a double crochet to make a V-stitch. Remember, it's the same pattern we've used for the front panels to the back panels to make the arms. So chain 1, yarn over, skip 2 stitches. On the 3rd, make a double crochet. So skip 1 2, on the 3rd, make 2 double crochets. So skip 2 stitches, on the 3rd, make a double crochet like this. Chain 1, yarn over, make 2 double crochets. Chain 1, yarn over, skip 2 stitches, and the next make 2 double crochets. Chain 1, skip 2, then make 2 double crochets. So that is the same pattern we've been using for the back panel. So work like that until your work perfectly fits you from your shoulder area all the way to your wrist area. And for me, I worked 18 inches. This varies with the sizes. If you are taller, so you need to measure from your arm area all the way to your wrist area, and you're going to use the same pattern, and make sure you have 2 arms, same width, same length, and then 2 front panel and 1 back panel. I mean 1 back panel and 1 front panel and 2 arms. So once you have all that, you're gonna come back and join everything together. This is how my work looks like. I've already joined one of my arms, so let's join the other one together. All right, so to join your arm measurements, make sure your work is straight like this. Just straighten your work like this. The front panel and the back panel should be flat like this. And take your sleeve, which is this one now. Okay, fold it into two like this. Again, take your stitch marker, make sure your work is well aligned. Please fold it into two like this. Then take your stitch marker and put it at the end here of your work. Put it at the end here, and then bring your work to the middle here where you joined. But before you put it there where you joined, make sure it's aligned. So take your work and put it here at the shoulder area. Here, you see here where we just did a row of single crochets. Yeah, so put your work here like this and lock your stitch marker. So this is how you acquire the perfect way to stitch in your work. And then unfold your work like this. So this is how your work should be. And now we are going to join using single crochets or a darning needle. So flip your work around like this. All right, and now we're joining from this side, from here all the way to the stitch marker. When you get the stitch marker, remove your stitch marker, continue joining up to the other side. And I'm using a 3.0 mm hook to join. Please note you can also use a darning needle to join. I am using single crochets to join all my work together. You'll join this shoulder area and all the sleeves area together. All right, so use single crochets to join or a darning needle to join. So I'm reattaching my work and then I'm joining using single crochets. Go ahead and join everything together, your arms and the sides of your work and everything else. Join using single crochets and or a darning needle, and this is how you make this beautiful sweater top. So easy, right? Please write down below in the comment section in case you didn't understand anything else, but this is how we make it. So right now I'm just joining everything together using single crochets and I will be done with my work. Okay, so this is how we make this beautiful sweater. I hope you understood the tutorial. Thank you for watching. Kindly subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next tutorial. Goodbye, happy crocheting, bye bye.